Hey, I'm Ronnie Eltic, CEO from Incentra, and with me today I've got...
Hi, I'm Michelle Markham from Microsoft. Very excited to be here today, but a little bit reticent about...
Reticent, perhaps.
Reticent about what you've got here. I can't even go that close to it.
Shell, you see, we're going to talk about growth mindset, and Shell hates corn chips. If I'm not mistaken, what was the last age you were when you ate them?
Do you know what? I think someone forced one in my mouth when I was 6 and I wanted to vomit. I love corn, but this is the most revolting food on the planet. Like, you could not pay me enough to get this in my mouth.
Well, Shell, there's my challenge. My challenge when we're talking about growth mindset is getting Shell to eat one of those corn chips by the time we've done. Have a growth mindset, right?
Come on, I reckon you can do it, Ronnie.
You think I can do it? All right, so you know what we're going to do? Let's start cooking.
What are we making today?
Oh, you know what? Before we start cooking, I think we need some wine. Oh, what a catch! Well, I think we need some wine. Shell, do you want a glass of wine?
Yes, maybe.
Or do you want a tequila shot?
Ooh, that's a silly question.
Okay, let's have wine.
Both.
And then a tequila shot.
All right. Now, what we're making today, and this is going to sound a little unusual, but this is called smoked jackfruit tacos. Now, this is jackfruit. It looks a little like a mixture of sort of tuna, mushroom, cat food, if I'm honest. But this is sort of a fruit masquerading as a meat in today's dish. It's going to be very exciting. We're applying our growth mindset to this dish, not just the revolting things over there, but also the jackfruit. And what you need to do now is give me 2 tablespoons of diced onion, maybe even 1 actually. Get that on there, and then I will pass you the other things. So we're going to get some jackfruit, we're going to get some paprika. Now, they have given me these 2 things that look remarkably similar. One of them is paprika, and one of them is chili powder.
All right, do you reckon
I'm
we've
not
got a
sure I
tablespoon?
trust, but whatever. I think
we got a
that's the
tablespoon?
chili. So we'll go with the paprika. So we're going to go some jackfruit, we're going to go some paprika, we're going to go the red onion. Get that in there for 1 minute. Let's go.
Can I have the avocado oil, please? Pour some avocado oil in here for me.
Yes, that is here.
We really should heat up the avocado oil.
Okay, you're
We're
done.
gonna heat
But it
that up
doesn't
for a
take
little
long
bit.
to heat up avocado
We'll just
oil,
let that
so
heat
you
up
know.
for a little bit.
Give me the...
I need a tablespoon. You got a tablespoon measure?
Because I don't think that's not a tablespoon.
That's
it
a
makes me
tablespoon of
think
red
that
onion.
this is the...
Cheers, Shell.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. And then I'm going to
Cheers.
actually go in there and see which is which.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
It's very COVID irresponsible. But let's see what we got.
Okay, we got a tablespoon of onions. What else do we need?
They were right.
What else do we need here? Tablespoon of onion.
Okay, we're good. And
Jackfruit, red
water.
onion, and saute for a minute. All right.
All right, so that's going to go on for 8 minutes. So
No, not
let's
yet.
have
We're
a
just going to
chat.
saute this for a minute. Read the recipe, Shell.
It says, yeah, whatever, saute. Okay, you're right. Okay, saute for 1 minute. Add the chipotle sauce, tomato paste, 5 spice powder. I'm no longer tasting these at this point because that was
Did
really...
you taste the chili one?
Yeah, it was quite spicy. Okay, so
That's
did
about a
you put
minute.
the 3 tablespoons of water? That'll about a minute. That'll do. Let's do this. 1, 2... And you want to break up the jackfruit so it looks a bit more like meat.
Break it up now or break it up later?
No one's kidding me about that. But anyway, break up the jackfruit till it's soft and cook through.
Okay.
Did you put the 5 spice powder?
Not yet. You haven't given it to me.
What's this? Okay. I think this is 5 spice powder. She'll be right.
Let's hope so.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
Should we be right?
All right, cool. Let's talk about growth mindset, Ronnie.
Growth mindset. Okay. So a lot of people have a fixed mindset to start with, and then they end up trying to take themselves out. What do you do a lot of this stuff at Microsoft? Microsoft do a whole stack around growth mindset. I mean, look at the way that company's grown. Having people inside with growth mindset is going to make that happen. Tell me, Shell, how do you go with your growth mindset? What helps you move?
Yeah, and I mean, just to level set on what the hell is fixed and growth mindset, essentially a fixed mindset says, I was born with a particular set of skills and talents, and that's what I'm stuck with. So I'm either good at something or I'm rubbish at something, and that's it, nothing I can do about it. So I can't catch a ball.
So a fixed mindset then is
says,
limiting.
I'll never catch a ball.
That's limiting you.
Limiting completely. A growth mindset says, I can't catch a ball, But if I really put the effort in and I do the work and I have a positive attitude about my ability to catch a ball, I will be able to learn to catch a ball. I might not be the AFL Player of the Year, but I'll be able to catch a ball.
Okay.
And so we do a lot of work at Microsoft around how do you have this mindset that says it's okay to fail, it's okay to make mistakes, put yourself out there. You don't need to be perfect, you don't need to be right all the time. The best thing that can happen in terms of creating innovation and creativity and change is for us to be willing to take risks, put ourselves out there, make ourselves really vulnerable, which does not equal weakness, but make ourselves vulnerable in terms of I don't know what I'm doing or whether this is going to work, but I'm willing to put the work in and have a go and see what happens.
Okay. Have you always found yourself, like for me, for example, I'm like constantly in the growth mindset. I'm like, throw it at me.
Oh,
let me have it.
really?
Absolutely.
Oh, no, not me at all. I am, there's two areas I get really fixed.
Understood is, yep.
The first area I get really super fixed is I want to be the smartest person in the room. I don't want to look like an idiot. I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm talking about. And so I get fixed.
So Shell, tell me, are you the sort of person that won't say, I don't know?
I'm getting better at it, and I've got a couple of colleagues who are really teaching me this. But it is something that I have to constantly work on, saying I actually don't know, but I'm going to find out. I'm going to figure it out. That's the trick, right?
There's the key. It's okay to say I don't know. It's the but I'll find out bit that a lot of people let go,
Yeah,
right?
and the other thing I find really hard from a fixed point of view is sometimes I want it done right, and so I'll do it myself.
Yep.
So I won't sort of give it up and let other people do it.
Well, how
or
did you
coach
learn
other
anything?
people. Well, exactly, right? Well,
Like,
I
how
figured it
did
all
you
out
learn?
myself,
Worked
right?
it all
Because
out,
I'm so
right?
smart. But this is the crazy thing, right? And so I'm only one human. I can only do so much. And so the real growth comes when I can scale my impact through others. So growth mindset says, how am I going to really enable others and empower others to be super successful and do scary things, even if they fail and make mistakes?
Well, I think
and
this
that's
tends
okay.
to empower a lot of people to do things that are scary, etc. And they do things right out of their comfort zone because they're actually using something that takes them. Don't get me wrong, I'm not encouraging people to drink, but what I'm saying is that as a consequence of that, a lot of those limiting beliefs, a lot of those inhibitions disappear. And as a consequence, people do stuff that they think to themselves, wow, I would never normally have done that. Which kind of goes to the point that you can do anything you want to do,
Yeah.
so long as you really want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. It is about having this sort of internal belief that I am capable of way more than I think I am. And I look at I've got 4 kids, and I look at my kids and I think, they are limitless in their sort of ability to do stuff. They could do anything they really wanted to. And at the moment, my 11-year-old daughters fully believe that. Like, they are completely limitless in what they can do. And
Shell,
I never want to change that.
I got to tell you, right? Like I was talking to everybody in our company about this only a couple of weeks ago, and you know what? The advice I gave them all:
Oh yeah,
be a kid.
be a kid. Because
Be a
kids
kid.
think I can
Kids
do that.
don't care, right? Like, doesn't matter what happens. Think about a baby who's learning to walk. They walk, fall, flatten their head, bang, no problem. Get up, try again. Get up, try again. Because they don't have any of those limiting beliefs. They don't have an I can't do it.
So
they
true.
have a I'm just going to try again and I'm going to keep going. And I've encouraged everybody at Incentra, be a kid.
Yeah, I love that. It's
Be
fantastic.
a child, right? Because that it's as we get older and we have all of these things come in and we concern ourselves with what everybody else is going to think. And all we're doing when we're doing that is like letting everybody else.
And limiting ourselves.
Absolutely.
100%. All right, how are we going on this?
I don't know.
So
How many
you've
minutes
done
have we
all
been?
of that, about 8. Should be
About
great.
8, you reckon?
Okay, so meanwhile, combine all the other sources.
Yeah, so tamari, maple.
I'm gonna.
And set aside though. Combine the
that's
tamari and the maple sauce into a small bowl and set aside. Oh, you know what? Look, I was supposed to break it up with the back of a fork.
Yes,
That's
I
why I'm
do
struggling
that.
to break it up,
All
Shell.
right, well, come on. It
That's
won't look
okay,
like
though.
meat.
You know what?
It won't
We're
look
learning.
like meat if he doesn't break it up. It'll
We're
still look like
learning.
tuna cat food.
Well,
All right,
otherwise your tacos aren't going to be
Meanwhile, you
taco-like.
are no closer to getting me to eat one of these revolting corn
Don't you
chips.
worry, Shell. Don't you worry. I want to understand what is the fixed part of you that's stopping you from
Okay,
having one.
that it tastes revolting.
Tastes revolting, like taste, really? So block your nose. How could you actually change the way you think about
Ooh.
it? The only reason you taste it is because you can smell it. So
Okay. I
what
wonder
happens
what would
if you block
happen
your
if
nose?
I didn't smell it and
Yep.
I ate it.
There you go.
Should we try?
Well, you know what, Shell? I think I'm going to make it so that it's easier for you.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to pour us a shot of tequila.
Oh, I like it. What do we got here? Okay. Oh, it's even cold. I like that. All right.
Iced tequila.
So
Oh, look,
we're going to have something to wash this delicious corn chip down with. My kids will be watching this just going, there's no way my mother will eat one of those because it is my most hated food on the planet.
I'm
All right.
more concerned that your husband's going to get upset with me that I might have got you to eat
No.
one, and he hasn't. But you know what? You did tell me, though, that he has an aversion to fruit.
No, my son, Michael.
Oh, your son.
My son hates fruit. If there was fruit here, he would not come in the room.
All
it's
right,
like
just
an
a
absolute
second.
phobia. He
Michael, if
definitely
mum
has
can eat a
mindset.
corn chip, you can try fruit.
Yes, Michael.
Because you can do anything you want. By the
Sounds
way,
weird, yes.
here's something I found out as well. Kids at school these days are doing a lot of work on growth mindset.
Yeah, massive amount.
So the children come home and they're talking about it's not that I can't, it's that I can try.
Yeah.
You know, Thomas Edison, he was the guy who did the light bulb, not him. Henry Ford said, if you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. And they're teaching kids
Yeah.
to believe that they can.
Yeah.
And I look at that and I think to myself, what's the world going to look like in the future if all these kids are coming out of school with a belief that they
Yeah.
can do anything that they
Yeah.
put their mind to?
Yeah.
Like, imagine the power of what they could create. Because, you know, if you don't have a growth mindset, and we're in technology, without a growth mindset, there's no innovation.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no, it can be better.
Yeah.
There's no, let me try something different. There's no, let me put something out there that's so radically different to what we know.
Yeah.
And there'd be no innovation, there'd be no movement further forward in the earth. So I look at it and think, wow, these kids are going to come out of school thinking, I can innovate, I
Yeah.
can try. And it's not failure, it's just I didn't get it right. And that was Thomas Edison, right?
I 100% agree. And it's the vulnerability. Like, I am about to eat this corn chip. I feel very, I'm not going to lie, I feel very vulnerable eating this corn chip because it's really, really, I'm out there. But
think
it's the
this,
vulnerability that is really, really important in that creativity. And I don't know what you've done there, but
I've mashed it up
I
and done it,
hope that
Tommy.
you are in charge of washing up at this point when I look at that.
Oh,
All
don't you worry.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. You're gonna do it. Wait, can we finish cooking this? Because I actually want to build this up a lot
Oh,
more.
right, okay.
Let's
okay.
just finish
So
this.
let me just, got to get the tortillas going.
Oh, tortillas?
So
That's
put
fine.
this on some stove, get some tortillas. Whoosh! Oh, that didn't go as planned.
Did you bring them out?
Okay,
Ready
we've
to-
got some tortillas.
I'll get one of those going now.
And you just need to heat up that little fry pan.
It's happening.
And then 15 seconds on each side.
Is that all?
That's it.
So, Shell,
All right.
you are going to do this, yeah? You are going to try, One of these.
Yes, I am.
because your mindset is telling you that it's just your mind that's stopping this.
You're absolutely right. It's all in here, and you know I can do it.
So, I got a question.
Yeah.
Outside of corn chips, how many things, and I ask everybody who's watching this, how many things have you told yourself that you can't do that you've then found out that you can?
Many, many times.
I have a fear of heights.
Yeah. Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do. Like, I really, it's not a fear of heights that if I'm in an aeroplane or whatever, that's my happy place. But if I'm standing at a ledge and I'm looking over, I get total jitters, my legs go weak, and I'm
Wow.
like, oh no, I really do. So I have consciously, since I was young, pushed myself to do everything I can to get over that edge. So
Wow.
I've bungee jumped, I'll do all the rides, the swing rides that you let go at the top, I'll do zip lining.
You just push yourself over.
I put myself out there
I
because
love
I'm
it.
like, it's only my head that's stopping me from doing this, and I refuse to let that happen. And that's why I say I'm
I
like
love that.
constantly in this position of, if someone else can do it, surely I can.
Because it's all in here.
Yeah, like my little thing is, why pay a man that can until I prove that I'm a man that can't? And if I prove that I'm a man that can't, I'll learn from the man that can when he comes in and helps me.
Okay.
Or the woman who can. It does, you know. So that's why I look at it. Anything is possible if I set my mind to it and give it a crack. And if it doesn't work, I'm no worse off than I was before.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I think for many of us, and particularly I have to say as a woman, we often have this sort of imposter syndrome that says, like, I don't deserve it, I'm not good enough, I could never do that, I could never
know,
sit
Cheryl,
at that table.
It's not just a woman thing. Men
Oh,
have
really?
it too, it's just that the men don't admit it.
Yeah, that's probably
Men
true.
have it too.
Well, we all have it, but it is about just going, I'm good enough, I deserve to be here, and it's okay that I don't know everything, I'm going to make mistakes, but because I've got the right attitude, I'm going to make it work, and I'm going to use people around me to do that. So I
100%.
think it's really exciting.
Yeah, I read something the other day, right? And a lot of the stuff that limits us is other people. And I'm going to turn this over.
What do you mean?
Well, it's our concern of what are other people going to think.
Oh, yeah, I'm such a people pleaser. Yes.
I'm not going to do this in case someone thinks
Yes.
this. I'm not going to say that. Oh, if I do that, what will they think of this, etc. Right? So let me ask you this. Do you like it, and I'll ask you all to think about it, do you like it when you're not in control?
Not particularly.
No, right? Like all of us we're happy to cede control. Like, yeah, you choose the place where you're going for dinner, you drive, whatever, right?
I like to know what's going on.
Yeah,
and know,
but
and have
generally,
influence. Yes.
we don't like to not be in control. Yet, we're very happy to let our behaviours be driven by what someone else is thinking.
And
Are
give
we
them
not giving them the control then?
Yes, you're right.
It's like I'm
You're
allowing
right.
them to control what I want to do, whereas the
Yeah.
reality is I can do what I want, and if they don't like it, they're going to tell me, and I'll deal with that then. Obviously, you don't want to be insensitive, you
Yeah,
don't want to
100%.
be, arrogant or whatever, but ultimately, we all want to be in control of our lives, yet we cede control to people all the time for fear of what they might think.
100%. All right, how's
Yep.
your tortillas going?
We'll do another three
All right, I'm going to
quickly.
start plating up. So here we go. I'm going to get this and then the jackfruit.
Divide
and
the
I'm
cabbage, the
we're gonna
carrot,
make
the
this
jackfruit
happen.
mixture.
All
Okay,
right,
I got it all
first-
ready for you. Shell, I got another thing to talk to you about.
Oh yeah, what?
When it comes to this whole growth mindset, etc. What is the advice that you give people when they're in a fixed mindset? Like, and if you've been there, and I've been there too. Like, but what's the advice that you actually give people when they're stuck in that fixed mindset?
Yeah, there's two things for me. I mean, the first thing is obviously awareness. So being really aware of when you get in a fixed mindset. Is it when you want to be the smartest person in the room? Is it when you are cautious about asking for feedback from people you think might give you negative feedback? Where is the point where you get a bit fixed? And then being aware of that, and that will drive change. The other thing I really recommend is surrounding yourself with a couple of people who will be super, super honest with you and call you out. With that radical candor that says, you just limited yourself. In that moment in time, you either deferred to someone else and took a back seat, or you didn't take it as far as you could, or you didn't push, or whatever it is. But people who you really trust, who know you intimately, get them to be your accountability coaches and get them to sort of push you outside your comfort zone and be that for you. Because I think the people who know you the best, and there are probably colleagues you can think of who can do this, who can spot where you tend to get fixed. I've got a friend at work, and she gets fixed when she builds something out. She waits till it's really, really perfect before she shares it, right? And
What's
so
perfect?
Right, exactly, no such thing. And so she'll polish that diamond. And so now she's like, I just want you to call me way earlier in the process and say, it's ready, let's send it out there. Get some feedback, put yourself out there, get vulnerable and get some feedback. So I really recommend getting a couple of accountability coaches in your organisation and getting them to just pull you out of your comfort zone and get you challenging yourself. What about you? What are things you recommend?
Oh, I just recommend people to find that thing and trigger themselves.
Right.
Right, it's that when they think I can't, or when they think I don't, or they think anything that's got this negative view or a negative connotation or something that's limiting them, I always suggest, catch yourself in that moment. You may not know how else to think, but to your point, find that person that you can go to and say, hey, you know what, I'm kind of stuck. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go, and I don't know what else to do, but I know that this is actually stopping me from growing and developing. Can you help? The thing is, though, you may not actually have someone to talk to. You may not find, your organisation may not be set up that way, you may not have someone you feel comfortable with, but you can do it yourself. And it's catch yourself in that moment and realise when you're having that negative self-talk and ask yourself a different question. What if I could? What if I didn't think of it this way? What would happen if? How could I look at this differently? And then, once you've worked out what that what if thing is and what you can do differently, act. Go do it. Actually go and take the step. Even if that step's a small step, I can't go to the gym, it's not my thing, it's not what I do. Oh, I can't go every day, I don't know. Go one day. Go one day. Keep going one day a week. Do something, and then actually look back and go, wow, I did that. Because as soon as you tell yourself you can, then you'll be amazed at how much you actually can do.
Yeah, and I think the other thing I would say is that what I really recommend to people, and I keep saying to myself is do something every day that is really far outside your comfort zone that you don't, which I'm about to do, which you don't enjoy, which doesn't sort of, sit with you as something you're really good at. Do something every day that scares you, that makes you deeply uncomfortable, and just start getting comfortable with that uncomfortability.
Absolutely.
Which is what I am about to do here. So should we plate this thing up?
We can plate this up.
All right.
On that being comfortable, being uncomfortable, and doing something, I say to people all the time, right? Like, have a look at where you are today. There's so many things that have happened in your life, and you're here. And if you look back at the things that happened in your life, yeah, there are some things that have been really tough, but you got through them. And in every single one of those instances, no doubt, no ifs, no ands, no buts. You learned something, you grew.
Yeah, 100%.
So therefore, whatever life throws at you, you actually can get through if you just say to yourself, I can do this. I know that for now, it's not good, but it will be.
Which is what we tell our kids every day, and yet we
100%.
fail to take that advice.
failed
All right,
to do that.
So you're going to do carrot.
Carrot,
I'm going to
I'll
do
put some carrots in here.
some cabbage.
Have you got that sauce that you made mixed together?
Yes, I do. That is it there. I'm not going to put the chili on it. Oh, crap.
Oh, did you just spill the tequila?
Yes.
Oh, that's a party foul.
Actually, it's really bad because I've destroyed your
Destroyed
recipe
the book too?
But
That's
that's
okay.
all right.
We'll just suck on those pages. It'll be fine.
I'll get in
Let me
trouble
just
later.
pour you another
All
one
right.
there, Shell, because I think you're going to want this as soon as you've
Yes.
had that corn chip.
Oh my goodness.
Shell is
Okay.
going to show exactly what happens when you have a growth mindset that says,
This
I can.
makes me very
Since the age of
uncomfortable.
6, it's only been like 10 years, really.
And that
it's not been
person
a long time.
shoved it in my mouth, and
Well,
I immediately vomited. So we'll see how we
The
go.
ultimate test of growth
All right,
mindset. Here we go.
partners,
Do you want to
you're
count
talking
down, or are you
first.
just going to
And
block your nose?
I feel
What are
like
you
I'm
going to
going
do?
to block my nose.
Okay.
And I'm going to take this quite small one in here.
Oh, I'm not going to push you to do a bigger
My
one.
kids can't believe I'm doing this right
You
now.
can
It's
do
really
it.
happening. Okay, are you ready?
Do it, here, I'll
In
have
3,
this ready for you.
2, 1.
Do it, Shell. Do it. You can do it. Go. You've got it. You've got this. Cheers. That's the growth mindset. Look at that. You nailed it, Shell.
It does make quite a big difference when you block your nose.
It gets
just
rid of the
quietly.
sense of taste. Shell can eat
That is
corn chips.
revolting. But I can't believe I actually just did that.
I can't believe you did it
I can't believe I
either.
just did that.
Since the age of 6.
Amazing. Well
All right,
done.
well done, Shell. Here
I
are
think
our
we should,
tacos.
what do
Let's
we
go
do
to
with
the
this
table.
sauce?
We'll
Let's-
pour some sauce on. We'll go to the table
All right, let's
and
eat.
let's eat.
Okay, awesome.
Awesome.
Hello.
Here we go. Everyone take a taco.
Right.
One for
Yum.
you. These don't have corn chips, Shell.
Are you sure?
I am. Are you going to come and have some?
Cheers.
Cheers! Ah. Cheers. Can't do it without looking.